A recovering drug addict who brought the first ever halfway house for women to New Albany, Indiana, is sentenced to prison. Good evening. I'm Lisa Hudson.
And I'm Doug Proffitt. This is a story we've been following closely now for months. 30 years in prison. That's the decision from a judge in Paoli, Indiana, over drug crimes she says she committed 5 years ago. The decision came as a shock and disbelief for those who were there in the courtroom.
Tonight, Heather Fountain reports from Paoli and what happens next for Breakaway, the halfway house.
Cameras were not allowed inside the courtroom in Paoli, but the tiny space was crowded with at least 60 people, most who stood during the 3-hour hearing. A final embrace between mother and daughter, just moments before Lisa Livingston's life would be decided by a judge.
I guess just try to grow up a little bit and try to go on without my mom.
Sentenced to serve 30 years in an Indiana state prison, Lisa is a recovering addict. She pleaded guilty to drug charges that she says she committed 5 years ago, a crime that led her to open a special place.
We're keeping this place open for Lisa. She started it. It's her dream, it's her mission, it's her vision. It's not going anywhere.
That place is the Breakaway in New Albany. Lisa may look familiar to you. Last fall, we told you her story. At that time, she opened New Albany's only halfway house for women. The mission to help those in recovery break away from their addictions. Here's what she told us when we found out about her sentencing in November.
As much as I would like to control that and do my service work on the outside, that there may be somebody on the inside that needs my help. So I have to stay focused and know that God has a bigger plan.
After learning of Lisa's 30-year sentence in Paoli, one of the women at the Breakaway says it's a loss for them.
She's been there since day one of me being sober and everything, and she's just pretty much changed my life all the way around.
Alicia Doan is one of 11 women recovering at the Breakaway with help from Lisa. But Orange County Judge Steve Owens did not believe Lisa's new, clean, and sober life was enough to justify her criminal history and keep her out of prison.
I was hoping for the best, but prepared for the worst.
Judge Owens said because Lisa's charges 5 years ago included the dealing and possession of drugs and the ingredients to make them, the judge believed her crimes were too serious for home incarceration.
She is not that person anymore. That's her past. Our past does not dictate our future.
Met with hugs and tears, Lisa had a message for those there to support her, telling them to stay strong and learn from her mistakes, as a board of directors will keep the Breakaway open. Now, Judge Owens said in court that Lisa's case had been postponed 10 times. He said she should have spent more time resolving the case, not, quote, working on building a model resume. Now, Lisa's sister tells me they are considering an appeal. We'll continue to follow this case. I'm Heather Fountain, 11 at 11.